if you were back at home, it's just gone 7 o'clock. What would you be looking to do around about now? Let us into your life a little bit on a Friday.
Yeah, Friday nights is really exciting because we obviously, Lindsay and I, we work so much during the week, and we have a nanny during the day just so we could both work, and then but the weekends it's just us and Bandit. So it's really exciting on that Friday because you're like, cool, we got a whole weekend. It's just us and her, and we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do. We're gonna go for a walk, or we're gonna go, let it run around and yell somewhere.
Bandit is one of the greatest names.
Thank you.
I think for a small child.
It suits her. Let me tell you.
It's amazing.
She is, yeah.
Was there a list of names?
No.
That you had, or was that was just it? Bandit.
That was it. There's no fallback name.
Absolutely fantastic. You enjoying being a dad, by the way?
I love being a dad, and it's something that, obviously your brain, a lot of stuff goes through your head, like, oh, am I going to be good at it? I'm afraid of it, all this stuff. And then you just settle into it and you just do it, and you're just a dad.
Were you terrified for a period of time?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I was definitely scared, because you just want to be a good dad. That's it. You never want to be a crappy dad. When
Bandit gets to an age where she realizes what father does, will you be taking her out on the road so she can watch, so she can be a part of it, and just...
Absolutely. I think I have to do this at least long enough for her to understand exactly what it is and see it at least once. I still say to Lindsay all the time, too, I was like, you have to make sure that you're back on stage, too. She needs to see what you do.
Absolutely. Would you like Bandit to get into music, perhaps, or would you just not care?
Yeah, I kind of feel like I would definitely support... with the exception of maybe a reality television star, I would probably support any decision that she had.
Reality TV, good call.
Yeah.
Okay, let's play a song. You've been choosing them all week. You've been doing a fantastic job.
Oh, thank you. Oh, we're going to hear Fake Plastic Trees by Radiohead.
Yeah.
Yes, always. Loved them since the first record, too, and then... awesome to watch a band grow so much and change so much and do what they want. It's nice.
I've struggled with them, to be honest.
Have you?
Yeah, I've really tried.
Is
really
it the later
tried.
material you struggled with?
I don't know. I got taken to a gig by a mate of mine many, many years ago, and he was really, really pumped up and excited about going to see them. And he didn't have anyone to go with, so I went, fine, it's a good experience, and we'll see what happens. And I have to say, it was the longest 2.5 hours of my life. It just was. I don't know whether it's because I wasn't into the music, or I didn't know the records so much, but...
Let's see. What have I been listening to lately? I've been listening to Sleigh Bells a lot.
Okay.
And MIA. Like, I guess I like more electro these days, or things like that.
So I've been listening to Motown.
Oh, have you? That's great. That's great.
Which is my wife's fault, but I quite like it.
No, I think Frank listens to a ton of Motown. He loves that kind of stuff,
Brilliant. Well, you can't just listen to one thing all the time, can you?
No, you can't.
Okay. Talking of music, although, should we do a question?
Let's do a question.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think it's maybe our last one's from Alice Pinheiro?
Mm-hmm.
From Sao Paulo, which is where my friends Gabrielle and Fabio are from. Let's see. You talk about being heavily inspired by film during the making of Danger Days. Was this the case for your previous albums? And if so, what films inspired you for which albums? All right. Well, this is going to sound weird, but while we were making Black Parade, on repeat, we had Passion of the Christ.
That's heavy going, isn't it?
I'm sure that's not a shocker for anybody.
Come on.
We just, things that they had to get so dark that we had to just put, it became funny after a while, the fact that we were just always have Passion of the Christ on while we were doing, on repeat while we were doing Black Parade, just because it was so brutal.
Man, you must have been fun to hang around with.
I wasn't at all. That's the thing. During Parade, I was so not fun to hang out with. I was just grim. Everything was dark and it was full of misery and nothing but, volume down Passion of the Christ constantly.
Okay. Well, I understand the film addiction thing, though, because I used to go through a stage, particularly when I was younger, watching films over and over and over again. I remember watching Caddyshack.
Oh, my God.
You know, which is completely polar opposite to Passion of the Christ. But watching that probably, I don't know, 24 times over the summer holidays.
That's pretty amazing.
When I was younger. But that's a great film.
That's a great film. You know, the ones that always pop up, Blade Runner for some reason. We always run movies while we're in the studio, and we run them while we're tracking. And Blade Runner was just always one of those movies that was on. So that also during Black Parade. Occasionally when we would need a break from Passion of the Christ, we put on Blade Runner.
Does your wife, because I just want to ask you a question here, because my wife gets really frustrated with me, because I will see a film come on ITV or whatever, and it'll be Predator or Commando or something like that. Oh, I've got to watch a bit of that. So I'll watch it in bed or whatever. She's like, you've seen this film 26 times. Why do you need to watch it again?
You know what? This is crazy, but me and Lindsay have the exact same taste in films.
Wow.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
And by saying that, I mean sometimes, like, we're so easygoing with movies that even if it's kind of not our thing, we'll watch it. Like, we'll just put something, a lot of times we're like, we just want to put something stupid on. And we watch something stupid, something we would have never gone to the theater to see.
See, I don't go to the theatre anymore.
It's
people.
I stopped going years ago for the same reason. I don't know why.
People are rude.
I think it's what it is.
Is it?
When the cell phone got big, that's when I was done with movie theaters.
I went recently, and there was a fight in the corner.
See, there's that stuff, too.
Exactly.
Well, you know what? There's certain theaters I go to that you could find you go to an art house theater, you're in good shape. Like, we went and saw Black Swan. That was our first time in the movies in a long time, and there's an art house theater.
Well, we went to an art house theatre. There's one in Birmingham called The Electric, and we went recently thinking, all right, you pay a bit of extra, and people will be quiet. But no, someone took their own crisps in, which you're not supposed to do. And it was
and just started crisping up. Huh?
So now what we do is we drive out to cinemas out in the country where there's no one there.
Yeah, you got to pick a good theater. That's a big part.
I think we sound quite old, actually.
I know we do, yeah.
Never mind. Pick a song.
Okay, let's see. What do we got here? Black Betty by Ram Jam.
Ooh. Gerard Way, who has been fantastic company all of this week, choosing music and answering questions and whatnot. Would you like to take on another fan question, Gerard?
Let's see. Well, we're out of highlighted ones, so I'm going to have to choose one here. Let's see. Oh, yeah. From Scary Scarlet in Brazil. Do you still like the guys in Speedos we have in Brazil? We never did, and we still don't.
Right, okay. So that's... You didn't strike me as a Speedo kind of man, to be honest.
No, I don't like Speedos.
You don't want to see that, do you, on a beach?
No.
To be honest, it's not nice. Got a nasty image in my head now, to be honest. Let's get rid of it.
You're just picturing a Brazilian beach and Speedos and oil and lotion.
Pouch.
Pouch.
That's too much, isn't
Plums.
it? All right, play a song.
Here we go. We're going to hear Sympathy for the Devil by the Rolling Stones.
Brilliant. Time here on Kerrang Radio this week. Have you had a good time?
I had a great time. This is awesome.
It's been all right, hasn't it?
Awesome.
So what have we learned? You want to be in Doctor Who?
I want to be a knight.
Yeah. Which we can't make that happen really. Although I think you can buy it on the net.
You know what? I'm going to look that up now.
I think you can.
If I can, I will.
Well, if you can become a priest on the net.
That's how Mikey got married. James DeWeese married him.
One of my friends... Really?
Yeah, James DeWeese married Mikey. He became an ordained minister and then married Mikey.
Well, you see, a friend of mine was supposed to marry me and my wife before Christmas. And he got his registration on the net. And he was a bishop from the Church of Ordained something or other. I don't know what it was. Spiritual humanism or something like that. Turns out it wasn't completely legal. But the last person he married was one man and his dog out in the States somewhere.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's weird.
So he didn't really have the credentials for it.
Right.
Although I did fancy it. But, you can get that on the net. So you must be able to get some kind of fake knighthood.
Just want the sir.
Okay. I'll tell you what, I'll make a certificate.
I would love that.
And I'll send it to you. I'll laminate it.
Oh, Frank wants one too, so...
For you and Frank?
Well, yeah, he wants to be a sir.
Do we have any more questions we can do before we say goodbye?
Let's see. This one is completely stupid. Let's do it. Jack Wakefield from London, pirates or ninjas? Pirates.
Let's see, I'll go ninjas. Yeah. Why pirates?
I probably would have said ninjas when I was a kid.
Okay.
But now,
I feel stupid.
Just more into pirates. I bet in 5 years you might say pirates and I might say ninjas. I think it's one of those things that just changes for you. So maybe this really isn't a stupid question. Maybe we're just learning about ourselves.
Okay. What about superpowers? If you could have any superpower, what would you have?
Flight.
Flight?
Yeah. Flight.
That's pretty good. I wouldn't mind the opportunity to turn water into wine, but Jesus has kind of got that one on lock,
Yeah,
isn't he?
does, yeah.
Exploder Boy wouldn't be a very good one.
Exploder Boy would be no good.
That'd be no good. Okay, one more song. Make it a good one.
Pretty Vacant by the Sex Pistols.
Lovely.